If you had a suggestion for the incoming first-year class to help them achieve academic success, what would that suggestion be?
Start studying early.
Well, I think that self-discipline is really the issue when you first come into optometry school, because you may not be used to working with that much material and intensive material at one time as you did in undergraduate school. So, set up a schedule for yourself, take the material and treat it as if everything is important. Take your time and you'll do just fine.
If you feel like you're struggling or you're not understanding, study in a group, or make sure that you go and seek help with a tutor or professor. Don't wait till it's too late, because it just snowballs, and once it gets bad enough, there's no turning back, so don't dig yourself a hole.
You're all in this together. I guess that kind of is along the same lines and the same theme. Making sure that you are working with your peers, and something that you might not understand, someone else is going to understand a little bit better, and vice versa.
Always ask questions. Don't be afraid. Asking any question, don't feel like you're stupid when you ask questions. Any question is a good question.
Big key to success is to understand the concepts, not just look at the PowerPoints and memorize what they say and then regurgitate. I think try to take it, find some intellectual curiosity and go research and go look into it. And then it's also more fun. The 4 years are more fun that way too.
Okay.
Practice in the lab as much as you can. The more you get familiar with the equipment, the better.
Study in a group. Whenever you study by yourself, you tend to think, oh, well, I've got it. But once you start bouncing ideas off of other people, things stick better. You might find an easier way to learn something from your classmates. So I think group studying is best.
Time management, definitely, because when you come in, there's a lot of courses, and people may feel really overwhelmed. I did, so I really had to time manage myself.
I would say, if you think you know something, go over it again and again and again. So you make sure by the time you have to apply it, it's just totally ingrained.
This optometry degree that you're earning is not something merely just to hang on the wall in your office. This is something that you're going to be using every single day in patients' lives. So start to think like that on day one, and really start to take your career seriously, and you'll have a wonderful career ahead of you.
So the three things I'd like you to take from this video are: number one, becoming an optometrist is hard work. You're obtaining a professional degree, and so you have to be committed. Secondly, I'd like to encourage you to try to stay on top of your studies, but don't get overwhelmed. Try to be organized and implement some of the strategies that we've talked about in this video. And finally, always just try to keep in mind the big picture. Becoming an optometrist ultimately doesn't rely on one single test. Of course, you have to pass your tests, but keep the big picture in mind. Always think of where you're going and what it is that you want to do by obtaining this degree.